I'm James Richard, UR14 CS297. I'm going to explain a database lab sprint 1 to furnish the company is the questions. Here schema is due to create a 5 tables. Customer, order, order line, product, supply is the 5 tables. For 5 tables, I given the column names also attributes. So first I'm going to create a tables. I created the table customer for using the customer variables and number data types using the all keywords I used. For this customer table, I used customer ID as a primary key. For creating a table order one, I'm used as a primary key as a order ID as a primary key. So I'm going to describe the all the tables. This is a customer table. This is a order one. So order line, product, and supplier. I used created all tables. Now I'm going to the first question is to add foreign key reference to the customer ID attributes. I should keep the foreign key as a using reference of the customer ID. So alter table order one is a table order table. I'm using foreign key customer ID reference to customer ID. In customer table, I use customer ID as a for primary key. So I used it as a foreign key. Then the table is altered. Then I'm going to modify the attribute product finish to product material. So I'm going to change the column, rename the column name as a product finish to column product material. I use the product rename. Then I'm going to describe the product table. It has been described. Then another question is the add an alter called price in the order line table. I'm going to add a attribute price in the order line table. So I use the key order alter table order table name is the order line. Then I'm going to add attribute price. The data type is variable is a number. It has been described. When another next question is I to check constraint. To use check constraint, I use check to quantity should greater than 5. So I used here. And then another question is rename order line to order line order quantity. I'm going to change the column name order line to order quantity. So I use rename. Order line is the old one. I'm going to change new as the order quantity. It hasn't renamed. Then I'm going to describe the table order quantity. Then I'm going to add a supplier address into supply table. So that I used a supply table and I'm going to add a supply address as a varchar2. It has been added displayed here. Then I'm going to add a primary keys in separate table, and I'm going to add a primary key constant to all tables. For table order quantity, I use order ID as a primary key. For the product, I used product ID as a primary key. For table supplier, I used SID as a primary key. When I display the two where I change the product and the supplier as shown here, then I'm going to modify the decimal rating decimal. So I use this table supplier and modifying rating decimal 10,2. So it has been modified. See the rating is the attribute, so I change the number 10,2. Then I'm going to add a constraint for the add a null constraint to customer name and address. To add a customer name and address as a null constraint, I use the customer table and modify, and here I use customer constraint C1 as the constraint name and not null as a constraint. I used here and it has been altered and is shown here. Then I'm going to drop the order one as a primary key. Way to USD drop the primary as a. So add a table order one drop primary key. And to drop the primary key in the order one is dropped. Then I have to modify. I have to add a unique as the unique constant as the order one number. So order one is a table. Modify order one number constant. It has been altered. It has been displayed here. Then I'm going to drop the constraint order one constraint. So I used here a order table order one drop constraint 3. C3 is the constraint name. It has been dropped. So you can see here order one has been dropped. Alter table supply drop column supply address. I'm going to drop the column name supply address from the table supply. So it has been I use this query to drop this. It has been dropped. Then I'm drop the table order. I'm to go and drop the table name as order. So I use drop table order one. It has been dropped. Then truncate the table. To truncate truncate is the it deletes permanently. So I use truncate table product as a table name. It has been permanently product deleted.